Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zane, better known as the King Bahamut, and welcome back to the bonus episode of Let's Play Final Fantasy I on the NES. In the last episode, we beat the game. Yeah, not much to it. We beat the game, we found Chaos, the Lord of Evil, and we bopped him on the head and made him stop being evil. And in this episode, you might be wondering, well, why are we back at the top floor of the floating castle? And that's actually, there's a good reason for that. Is because we do technically have one last enemy who is, theoretically at least, harder than the final boss, who we still have yet to challenge, at least on camera. I actually fought this enemy off camera during one of my grinding sessions, specifically the one that didn't get saved, which, that was a thing. But yeah, we have one last enemy that is meant to be something of a optional challenge. Kind of hard to call it a super boss because it is technically a regular enemy, but it's sort of the same idea. It's an enemy that's completely optional to fight, but the reward for it is, is somewhat worth it depending on your viewpoint. But yeah. So the thing is that this enemy, obviously being a random encounter, it is completely random as to when I'm going to find it. So I'm gonna be doing some running back and forth on this floor until I encounter it. So I will see you guys in just a sec while I go hunting for this mysterious monster. Alright, I finally found him. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Warmech, aka the Dealer of Death. This guy is no joke. He is a bastard. And you might be thinking, he's just a regular random encounter. How strong could he really be? Well, we may just see it on this turn. The Warmech, he has a ridiculously powerful physical attack, and he has an ability called Nuclear, which is basically an ability version of the Nuke spell, which, yeah, we're seeing it right here. It's the Nuclear ability. That's 200, almost 300 damage to Brian. That took almost all of Lewis's HP away. This guy is no joke. He only has about 1,000 HP, which is about half of what Chaos did. But make no mistake, if you are not lucky or smart when fighting this guy, you will lose, and you will lose hard. I am actually kind of scared because I feel like if he uses the Nuclear ability again, he's just gonna straight up party wipe me. Or he could just flatten Brian. I think that is the first time I have legitimately seen Brian go down in this entire playthrough. This guy is no joke. I'm gonna keep saying it. I mean, thankfully, oh, that was a good roll on the nuke spell. And with that, even that wasn't enough to knock him out. Ooh. Let's use Fade and Nuke and hope that we get our turns in ahead of him. I think one more hit should be enough to do it. Yep, there we go. Now, the nice thing about Warmech is that if you do manage to slay one, the rewards are kind of worth it. You get about 8,000 experience points per character. I think it's like a total of 32,000. Whatever the number of gold was on the screen, that's how much experience you get. But obviously it's divided up between your 4 party members. So yeah, it's funny because on the run I had where I encountered him during one of my grinding sessions, I actually was able to beat him with no deaths whatsoever. And I actually encountered him once while I was trying to find him, obviously. But I got ambushed by him. And even on that encounter, I actually got ambushed by him before the battle started, so... Alright, sorry about the cut there. My dad decided that now was a good time to go knocking on my door again. That's one thing I don't like about living with parents, is that you can't do stuff without them interrupting you sometimes. But, anyways, so yeah, we just beat the super boss, the true ultimate challenge of the game. Well, I say that, but the true ultimate challenge is getting through that fucking last dungeon, honestly. Because funny story, you'll notice that I have all the equipment that I picked up from the past Temple of Fiends. In order to get that, I actually had to play through the Temple of Fiends dungeon again, because I forgot to do something before fighting the final boss, which was make a save state so that I could escape from the Temple of Fiends and return to the outside world with all of my equipment intact. So I inevitably ended up having to go through the Temple of Fiends dungeon again, where I learned that it wasn't the fucking Let's Play curse that made that dungeon suck. It was just the Temple of Fiends is an asshole dungeon. But yeah. So yeah, we've beaten Warmech. The only thing that we really could do left in the game is try and max out character levels, which is basically just run around and grind for however many hours you need to run around and grind, which... I have a confession to make. I almost kind of want to do that off camera, just to see. Your characters go to a maximum of level 50, so you only have to... I'd only have to grind for, 18 levels, but at the same time, it's like, the only thing we'd really get out of it is just more spell charges, which, I mean, are nice to have, and I certainly would like those, but it's not something I'm gonna make you guys sit through. But there is one more thing that I can show off. Now, I'm back over here by my ship, and I have learned that if you hold the A button down and press the B button 55 times, there we go, you get taken to a title screen-like thing, and you have this little slider puzzle minigame. And if you click on the numbers shown here, you'll actually be able to move pieces around. You can move pieces like so. The game will give you a little sound effect if you try and make a move that's illegal. But yeah, so this minigame, it's kind of pointless, but at the same time, you can earn some, a little bit of money doing it, so I wouldn't say it's exactly pointful, but you get to hear the opening title theme again, or the main Final Fantasy theme, which per Some Call Me Johnny, I have nicknamed the Final Fantasy National Anthem. But yeah, you do, I believe, get some gold from doing it. I don't really want to spend a whole bunch of time futzing around with it, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to mention it's there, and it can be an interesting way of getting money for yourself if you're either, not wanting to grind as much in the early game, or you want to do a low-level run, and you don't want to be grinding and getting a whole bunch of experience. So, it's there. It's not exactly a super helpful thing. It's mostly just a distraction, but, it's there. And anyways, that, ladies and gentlemen, is Final Fantasy 1 on the NES. We've seen pretty much everything that's worth seeing in this game. I'm not gonna lie, now that we are here at the very, very tail end of our adventure, I kind of get the feeling that I am going to miss playing this game. Well, yes and no, because this was admittedly a harder game to do as a Let's Play as my first attempt, and I can hear it sometimes in my commentary when I'm going back and re-editing some of the old episodes that I have previously recorded. It was like, oh wow, this commentary is not fun. This commentary is like, why would anybody want to listen to this? But you know what? I've enjoyed my time playing through this game, as I said before. If you do want to play the original NES Final Fantasy, I recommend that you play it on an emulator like I have been doing today, because boy howdy, does playing it on an emulator where you have the ability to speed up and use save states make grinding sessions in this game so much more bearable. Or even just dungeon visits so much more bearable, because you can just speed up the battle system and make it not take an eternity to get through. Although you can mitigate that to some extent with making sure that your respawn rate is set to anything other than 1 at the title screen. But yeah, that's a bonus episode. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break from recording anything new for a couple weeks while I continue editing the rest of this series and posting it. But once I'm done with that, with a 2-week or so break, I think I will go ahead and just start the next Let's Play. And like I said, it's going to be a game that I am much more familiar with, that I know a little bit better, and that I probably will have a much easier time commentating. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, until next time, my name is Zane, better known as the King Bahamut. As always, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you've enjoyed me stumbling through this old jank game. And I will see you for the next LP. But until then, take care of yourselves.